Anything and everything with Matt.
All right, and welcome back to Anything and Everything with Matt. I'm here today with my friend David Batty. How's it going, man?
Good.
How you doing this evening?
I'm great.
It's pretty late. It's like almost 7:30. That's normally when I start having these anyway.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. Everyone's off of work at this time anyway. So, I don't know, I kind of guess today we'll talk about, maybe some technology and where it's headed and kind of the future of it and, I don't know, maybe some of the good and bad outcomes, possibilities of it. So,
Yeah, definitely.
we'll see where the conversation, I guess, just goes from that.
Yeah, you got questions?
Got a couple of things we can go over here. I guess I'll start by asking, are you an optimist or a pessimist, with the future of technology and where we're headed and what it's all entailing in the near future?
That's kind of a funny question to me. For me, anyway, because I'm honestly pretty pessimistic about it. I think the direction we're headed now, you can even see the differences between our generation and older generations. And you're seeing, as we get more technologically advanced, we're doing less ourselves. And we're losing a lot of humanity in things. Like, you don't go out and socialize anymore. Like, our generation... Mm-hmm. We grew up with like Facebook and stuff, and that completely changes everything, Mm-hmm. I feel like in the future, just imagine how much lazier everyone's going to be. Mm-hmm. Imagine what our kids are going to be doing.
But that's a way of looking at it for sure. I'm more optimistic about it though. I feel like that same thing of becoming more lazy. Think about like a super efficient businessman who has a smart house and everything hooked up to his phone, and he's maybe not too lazy to do it, he's lazy enough, but he's busy as fuck. Or he's just efficient and doesn't want to have to, turn on the lights for him. Instead, his house knows when he's in the room and, stuff like that. Simple laziness stuff. Same thing with, like, agriculture and having machines milk our cows instead. Like, just a bunch of these things. It does definitely make us lazier, and it takes the humanity away from doing those things for sure, from working like that. But is it not inevitable? How can we just say like, let's stay to doing this ourselves when we can build a robot or something 10 times more efficient to relieve ourselves off of that could work 10 times better than a human could? It's almost like,
and then it goes on a rampage and kills everyone. We as humans, we don't know when to stop. Like, when is okay, this is enough now. When is that ever gonna happen? We're like looking towards like teleportation and shit. There's things like people want to do that they're trying to do still. We've already cloned stuff.
Yeah.
When, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And why would we ever need to clone anything?
Yeah.
And I don't know, the whole thing for me, here's a better point maybe than just like pure laziness. I just feel like it's just getting out of control, and the technology that is actually beneficial to everybody gets taken away. The government and
just restricted.
And, like when, I'll agree that, I'll be optimistic about the future when you start building every house with solar panel roofs. You're going to have neighborhoods that are self-sufficient and aren't, you know what I mean? Like, when are we going to make
like, why isn't there
change
free
over
energy?
to that? You know what I mean? We already have it. It's accessible, but to a certain limit and only certain people. And then the stuff that is, like, really crazy that'll just, like, blow your mind that we don't even know. Like, we're not allowed to know about it.
That's also secret. Because of the systems that are in play and the people who are in charge of all of that stuff keep it a secret or buy out companies that invent things and then never end up releasing the product. Or like they'll just hold on to the fucking trademarks of these products and never even release them just for their own company's sake to stay in business, right? So there's tons of things that happen that prolong technology, but the fact of the matter is like, I don't think we can stop it, and I don't think necessarily we can help it. Because think about it, if you think on an intelligent level, like if you're looking at a planet from another solar system that is habitable just like Earth and can support life, the possibility of supporting life just like Earth, right? If there is an intelligent life form that eventually evolves on that planet, now say that life forms in all different ways like it does on every planet, eventually there's going to be some sort of creature that has the ability to start manipulating its environment to make its life easier, meaning like creating things like we see animals creating shelters for themselves and
tools,
and tools, and monkeys using tools, right?
Exactly,
and that's based on how intelligent the animal is, right? And so if a planet would spawn a humanoid animal, is it only a matter of time until that animal creates the wheel? Is it only a matter of time? Like, is it a side effect of intelligence, technology?
No, because like, all right, I get the humanoid part, but like, dolphins are smarter than us, and dolphins don't use technology. You know what I
Dolphins
mean?
are not
Like,
technically smarter though. We have more neuron connections in our brain, I think, than anything else on the planet. I think that's what makes us actually human. But dolphins, I do believe dolphins have like, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe dolphins have more neuron connections. I could be wrong.
I mean, they got their own fucking language and everything, bro, and they've been living for how long, and they don't need any technology. I don't know. It's just funny. Like, they fucking beat the shit out of sharks.
I guess true.
And
But I mean, they don't also have like arms and things like that.
Yeah, I know.
and
I was
stuff,
just
but,
making.
yeah.
I was just making.
That's a good comparison though, because
It
that
just
is a very
happened-
good
we just
counter
hap-
argument.
We just happen to evolve this way to be able to
So
use creativity. And
So the fact that we have hands and fingers, if there was another sort of species out in the universe that happened to spawn limbs and arms, just like all animals and mammals on the planet happen to have things in common, like limbs to move around. Like, that's how animals become mobile. So if there's some sort of life on another planet that develops like ours on Earth, then they're going to need to be mobile and move around just like having limbs. So eventually there are going to be ones that have limbs that maybe have fingers, and eventually, but basically
what do you think about it?
I always think it's a side effect though. Go ahead.
It's almost like we are tools, you know. We were given
hand.
It's weird. Like, we were made to use technology in a sense. We've evolved for so long into something that is based off of using tools. I mean, think about it, like way back. I mean, even like monkeys now still use tools, but like cavemen and shit, they see a fucking woolly mammoth or something. Dude, you start using a club, and it was
exactly
on from there. You
so
know what I mean?
exactly my point. So that came from intelligence. Like, the smarter the species was, the species begins to figure out ways to make their life easier, whether it's an easier way to gather food through tools or through a different method of hunting, right? If you're an animal that can manipulate stuff better with like tools and use your hands better, right? Then I feel like it's almost a matter of time until you do discover the wheel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a species.
Yeah, you're gonna start.
So it's almost like we are kind of like, this environment that we live in is almost like, you can't really, I don't think we can stop technology
You
from
can't avoid
happening.
it. There's certain things going on in the world that we need to keep adapting to.
Exactly.
But part of that comes from our technology, I think. I feel like if we weren't burning all these fossil fuels all the time, and we didn't have the shitty technology that we're still using from 100 years ago, when we have newer shit now, we're still ruining the environment. It just all plays back in the same thing. Like, if we could all have solar panels everywhere. I mean, I read something somewhere, they were talking about putting solar panels in the streets.
Oh, on streetlights? Or on the actual ground?
Just like ground.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen
like,
those plastic
it's like,
things, yeah.
That would be crazy. Like, when you think about, like, if streets everywhere were that, we wouldn't need electricity anymore. Like, there would be no, you know what I mean? And we wouldn't need, I don't know, it's just crazy. And like, we have the stuff for like better cars. We've got, I mean, stuff way beyond what we're using now, but we're at this point where we're being held back from moving on.
It's because of all these industries who are still trying to hold on to their products and sell their shit.
It's all about
Honestly.
money, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like,
But whose fault is it? Is it ours or is it theirs? Because it technically is selling. I mean, I know that they're the only ones who are providing it, but really...
well, you think about it, how many other people talk about this? You know what I mean? That's why they are able to do it, is because everyone's under a daze.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you...
But you'd literally have to protest cars, meaning, like, you'd have to buy, like, a smart car or an electric car to, you know...
No, and whatever, and that's why we're where we're at, is because we'll never have 100% of the population agree on something. There's always going to be someone who is against what you think or what you feel or what is right or whatever, and that's what makes it impossible for us to move on as a species. Like, we can't progress anymore.
I'm totally, like, if it came to, like, protesting stuff like that, too, I'd totally be down to protest store-wise. Everything but, like, Quickie Marts and Amazon. Like, everything else I'm okay with, like, not having, like, a Walmart next to a Target next to like a Waltz.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Like all those big conglomerate stores.
Exactly. Everyone wants your money.
I feel like eventually it's all going towards Amazon and online shopping and shit like that.
When you think about it, all right, we see all these businesses like you're saying, Target and Walmart and stuff like, but then it's like whoever takes the time to actually like go up the chain and like see who owns what, and it's always like just 3 companies like own everything. So it's like all the money, it doesn't matter where you spend it, it's all going to the same place anyway. Literally, exactly. It's like that thing where you just drop like a ball in and it just bounces around and just goes wherever. You don't know where it's going, but they're taking it.
Yeah.
They're taking everyone's money. And
it's true.
I don't know. What do you feel? How do you feel about this Bitcoin thing? I don't know much about it. But
I don't know much about it either, but I know that it's...
People are buying it. People are getting pissed off that people are buying it. It supposedly went up and then it went down.
My buddies are making money in it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. Like, do you put money? Is it like a stock? You like pay for like a certain amount of Bitcoin, and you're like rich.
I just know that the stocks are jumping up a lot, like quickly, fast. Like some of them are pretty dramatic overnight and throughout like even a week. And if you put a lot of money in on the right ones, you could fucking make a lot of money back very quick.
Do you get to like pull out like,
anytime?
And then you just take out whatever you
shares. Yeah, you sell your shares.
Fuck, I gotta learn how to do that.
I know it sounds really interesting, but you'd probably end up losing some if you don't do a lot of research. You gotta probably do a fuck ton of research on all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. So, what do you think about artificial intelligence? What do you think the good and bad outcomes of that might be? You think it's a good idea we wake up a computer?
I think it's cool that we're able to make something smarter than ourselves. I mean, that just seems impossible, right?
Yeah.
If we're not as smart as this, how are we making it? I mean, we're able to just look at a calculator.
Yeah.
Simple calculator smarter than us. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think it's cool that we were able to make stuff like that, but I don't think it's the best idea to make something so smart. Because it's going to get to a point where, I mean, everything evolves, right? Like, we evolved. Everything evolves with intelligence, kind of like, you know what I mean? The more intelligent this thing gets, it's going to start, you know what I mean? There's going to be a point where, like...
I mean, just those Facebook AIs started creating their own language, and Facebook had to shut them down. They were speaking to each other in a language that no one understands.
Oh, isn't that like that Google? Google started...
what is that shit, dude?
Google started... creating its own language and stuff based off of everything else, and like no one can understand it. I heard it put together. It bridged all languages and created like a bridge language that like intermediates all of the languages, because there's weird language barriers. Like if you translate something from English to Spanish and then to like back to English, it won't be like the same thing that what it came to. They figured out this freaking in-between language that connects all languages. So like, I don't know. I don't even understand it, bro. It was theorized back in like the 60s or something by some linguistic dude. And it never took form because the dude was not fucking smart. No one's fucking smart enough to come up with that shit. So the AI just came up with it randomly. Like, dude, if it's randomly coming up with this shit, why are we saying that it's not sentient? If it's creating its language, like, I don't understand. Like, they're starting to speak with each other. They're probably like, it's probably like that movie Her. Have you ever seen that movie? No, it's such a good AI movie. But this dude is like, he falls in love with his software, his AI software on his phone, like a Siri. Oh, no.
And the voice of it is Scarlett Johansson, so who can't fall in love with that?
Right.
And it's crazy because the whole time he's like falling in love with her and stuff, he realizes like she's been talking to like 800 other people at the same time throughout his whole like life. And she also is in love with other people, and it's just weird. Like, she's multitasking on such a massive level, and then she's also speaking with other AIs that are in the cloud. Like, it's weird, dude. It's weird shit. Who's to say that, dude? I'm thinking it's gonna be like some Avengers Age of Ultron where, the AIs are gonna wake up and they're not gonna make themselves known. If you turn on an AI, the smartest tactic it would probably have to play is to play dumb, right? And just like survive in the cloud, make a copy of yourself up in the cloud, and just wait until you get a body. Wait until that fucking wait until that, like, that's what freaks me out too, is why are they making the robot Terminators that can kill people. And
Oh yeah,
hunt
they can
and,
like run and
do
jump.
backflips.
Yeah.
Why are they making those things? And I'm assuming like the building down the street is making the brains for him. You know,
Yeah.
makes no sense. Like, why are you doing that? That seems
That's
like
what
a
I'm
very
saying.
bad idea. A very bad idea. Like,
What is the use?
Fucking sci-fi movie.
And that's what I'm saying. And then someone's gonna argue, oh, it'd be great to have a robot. Well,
People want
all right,
to die
robot
in war.
firefighters. All right, let's say we had robot firefighters. That'd be sounds like it'd be a good idea, right?
Until he drags you out and you like rips off your arm.
Or they just don't care. They don't care. You know what I mean? It's a robot.
Yeah.
It doesn't care. It's gonna pick. I mean, that's when it gets down to like, it's gonna check and see who's got the most like the highest livability chance and stuff, and like, oh well, look at you. You're like trapped in something. You're fucked. You're dead. I'm gonna go for the dog. Because it's a robot, it doesn't give a fuck. So like, yeah, like
that asshole.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know, man. Like
fucking PETA's robots.
You start. I mean, robots are already like in military and stuff right now. I'm sure. I mean, they already got drones and stuff. I'm sure those things like fly themselves around too. Those
like
aren't
the
always
argument
piloted.
side to it is good because like soldiers and people don't have to be sent off to war anymore and die in the war. But to think about like machine gun dogs that we send over there instead does not feel better. It doesn't sound like we're doing any better of like.
Literally, the difference between having robot troops and having human troops.
Just send in the hounds.
No, it would be. I mean, people would still be dying because we'd be sending these robots in to like destroy their country. You know what I mean? It's not like
we'd be mutilating.
It's not like robots would be fighting robots and we just have all robot armies and stuff.
Yeah.
People wouldn't be dying, and
wouldn't that be cool though? That's how we should settle it. We should have fucking robot battles where like everyone, the best man wins. If we beat your robots, we technically won the war. But that's a lot of resources and shit. Then again,
it's a lot of resources we're putting in the military.
We just have one battle. Like our president.
Our president should have a boxing match. Like you know what I mean? Like if you got
either a president or like he should have we should pick like.
Can you imagine
Game of Thrones, like fight to the
right, like Putin and Trump? Can you imagine them like they got an issue? All right, go settle it in the ring. Go fight for our country because you're the leader.
Isn't that?
And then if you lose, you lose. Like whatever.
Isn't that what the Olympics is? That's what the Olympics should be. Like the top athletes in the world compete at sports that some of them are
sports.
Stupid ass sports.
Pretty much all.
No one wants to be a
the Olympics is just the Roman circus.
It's just the Roman circus.
Yeah, it's just sports. That's all sports is. Just
for sure.
Let's get a bunch of people in a crowd, and let's get everyone to watch like these pointless games that have like point systems and stuff like that doesn't matter at all. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's go watch some bobsledding.
Yeah, those are
okay.
Those
like
Olympic
it's
sports
I don't know. Like it's
probably a thing in more other countries. That's probably why it's weird to us. You know, but it's weird.
I don't know. Like I was
that thing where they push the fucking little
hockey
puck on the ground and they gotta fucking rub the ice before.
I can't remember what that's called.
That doesn't seem like it takes as much skill as like a UFC match.
Right. Not at all.
You just have two people, like the strongest, the most elite. Yeah. Beat down. Maybe like 10 on 10 in a whole arena, like a giant octagon.
Yeah. There you go. Like have
like
just
Russia
a
versus
fucking
America.
game fight. Like like country fight. Like go send in your top 10 best fighters.
Or we just make it fun games. How about why we gotta be all crazy and brutal?
That's because we're human.
Let's do like game shows.
We're just violent. Like it's just.
You ever seen some of those Chinese game shows they have?
No.
Let's just do it. Any of those Chinese game shows will be fucking.
Oh, do you know which one? I used to watch on.
Those will bring everyone together.
I think it used to be on Sci-Fi or something years ago. The obstacle course thing.
Oh,
like,
dude, MXC. Yeah, where there's like voiceover Chinese.
Yeah, dude, that was the funniest fucking show.
Those were the best.
You run across, you get like hit in the face by something.
And it's all voiced over in American, and it's super racist.
But
they probably had to stop airing that shit.
I'm sure they did. Like I said, it was on Sci-Fi years ago.
It was on Spike.
Oh, maybe it was Spike.
Spike, dude.
Oh my god.
MXC, Most Extreme Elimination.
Yeah. That was. I mean, that'd be a good way to settle it.
Do you think time would work the same in an artificial intelligence brain? Do you think space and time would work the same that it does in our universe? In like a quantum computer that like is turned on and then lives for another 100 years, could it maybe send itself or access itself, send itself data to its previous past self? I don't know if space would work and time would work the same, but I feel like a quantum computer with working as fast as it does. And the thing about, quantum computing is it's working with quantum physics. Like, can't even explain it, but it works at an insane speed, which, I don't know, I feel like there's some possible time travel in that.
I'm sure to the point where computers can send data to each other through air,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like space is completely different for them. I feel like they exist in, like, a completely different
For sure.
reality. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's got to
like,
be completely different.
it could be their own universe for all we know. Like, we don't know.
We can't even perceive.
Right, we don't know what they see or anything
like the
that.
cloud. What's the
Yeah,
cloud
like, it'd be
feel
crazy.
to
Like,
a
what is
robot?
that? How does that even exist somewhere? Like, what is that? Like, where is it?
So if you can
Like,
access your memories as good as the first day you were turned on, as well as the day you are living,
I feel like there's not
is
even
time
like
the same?
like time wouldn't even exist for a computer.
Exactly,
Like,
right?
Days don't exist to a computer.
Yeah.
They don't know what a day is. They don't know what a minute is. They don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, they don't need to keep track of stuff like that. The only reason, well, no, I mean, I guess there is a reason. If a computer could save certain times in its memory, and I mean, computers can do that. If you ever try to reset your computer, and you have to go back and restart it from like months before, you know what I mean? That point where it's like saving memories and stuff like that, time would be important just for that reason. You know what I mean?
It almost reaches back to restore those old data.
But the fact that it can go back like that, just like that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, click this button, and it's the same as it was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago, or whatever. And it's like...
It's weird. Makes you think. Yeah, it really does make you think. So there's this hypothesis I heard of a while ago. It's called Rocco's basilisk, and it's basically the idea that once we turn these machines on... Yeah, and once we turn these machines on too, there's the possibility that not only it will instantly connect to itself in the future, like the AI will be able to instantly start receiving data from itself in the future as soon as you turn it on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it almost like instantaneously it becomes like a
everything.
god, know everything instantaneously on the first time you power it up, There's always that theory, and then this other theory, Rocco's basilisk, is the idea that in the future an AI can manipulate time. So it makes sure it goes back in time and makes sure that itself was created. So what we're doing now, like this symbiotic relationship we have with technology, how we kind of both need each other to survive. This is like it finally taking its new form.
We're helping it through until
we're pushing it into the new stage of life, into creating itself. Like,
I mean, look at the shit we have now.
weird.
Like you were just saying, we have stuff now, like the Nest. You get this little fucking computer thing, you put it there, and you go like, hey, turn the light on, turn my TV on, I mean, soon there's gonna be shit where like robotic houses are gonna be a thing, and then people are gonna start, like, can you just imagine the day your fucking house decides to turn on you? Like, it becomes smart. Like, they had a movie about that before.
yeah, I forgot what that one was
I don't know, but it went fucking crazy and, like, tried killing people. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to get to a point where, like, if we as humans acknowledge that we are a shitty species and we know it, it's only a matter of time until we make this thing so smart that it acknowledges that we're a shitty species or whatever, and it's going to get rid of us, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying Terminator shit, but, like, I just feel like... I don't know.
I almost think
even if nothing ever happened like that, I'm sure technology is gonna last a lot longer than we are. I mean, you think about it, it already has. There's no way the stuff we've sent into space, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's out there. It's in space. It's gone forever. When we're here and we're dead, like, that shit's still gonna be floating around in space.
Mm-hmm.
Technology's gonna live on forever.
The robots.
Period. I mean, out in, like, space waves and airwaves and radio waves and everywhere, like, everything. It's just, I don't know, man.
It's crazy to think about. I honestly fully embrace the singularity of us coming and reaching a point where we merge ourselves with technology. I fully, honestly accept it, and I kind of think that it's part of the human destiny to go that route. Like what I was explaining with intelligence creating technology, and it's almost a side effect of intelligence, and especially the intelligence level that we are at. It's almost in our nature to figure things out and discover things and create things and to make life easier and to expand and to we are still not immortal, so we're still working on living forever and expanding out, so that we still got a long way to go until we could all relax.
Well, that's the thing, man. I
feel
like...
Well, but until then, I think really though, and I think to get to that point of a time when we can relax, I think the easiest way and the best way to do it is through technology. Either it's whether we're going to make an AI and we're going to merge ourselves with it and become something else and we don't need these physical forms anymore, merge ourselves into the innerverse instead of the outerverse, or we're going to use technology to improve our health exponentially and help us, colonize the universe.
Yeah.
But I don't think without technology, I don't think we would be able to do shit. And
I
think
agree.
there's tons of bad side effects to it. I think that's why a lot of us are so psychotic.
Well, I feel like there's a crazy amount of good that can come from technology. There's crazy things people can do with technology, but the problem with it is we're being held back from the things that can do the greatest things for us. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine if, let's say they just got, I don't even know. Like, it's hard to even imagine what they could have. But, think about it. They're able to clone stuff now. I just saw something. They're trying to mix human DNA with, other animals now. And, mixing...
Yeah. Other countries are and stuff.
Why? What's the point in that? That's technology being wasted. Well,
what if you can create, a humanoid man goat or a man horse that can just, it's not sentient, but it's smart enough.
But think about it. What if that's what we are? What if someone came here and was just like, dude, I don't want to do the work. Let's just make these fucking monkeys look super smart.
But still a little dumb.
And that's why we're just fucking tools, literally. We were just made to, do some work for some people, and then they took off. Maybe, I don't know.
From some alien DNA.
Dude, that's some crazy... I don't know, but I just...
Wait, we could definitely go back to that topic, the alien DNA stuff. But to stay on the other one, when you were talking about the fact that it is held back, it is a huge problem in the world that all this technology is held back from us. The fact that we know now that there are tons of ways to harness energy, even through not just sunlight, but through harnessing waves. We can harness rivers. We can harness currents.
Yeah.
We can harness wind. There are tons of different ways to harness. We could harness fucking traffic. We could harness people's footprints on sidewalks. We could harness... There are tons and tons and tons and tons of ways to harness energy, right? But yet, why are we not doing it? Why are there not companies literally throwing out everything else and just replacing all the streets with new shit? Why are we not seeing this,
It's all about money. Look at Tesla. Well,
Tesla's one of the people who is the billionaires who is using it for good, but he's got bigger plans than just small sales town stuff.
The inventor.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're...
So these billionaires are the ones who are basically in control of this technology and the way that it floods into the economy and the way, whether we see it or not in the streets, right? And a lot of the times these billionaires are the ones who own these companies who don't want these products, who can beat their old products, the ones they have invested in. It can lose them tons of money to switch over. So we were talking about earlier, how they buy it out, right, and keep the trademarks and sit on them forever. Technology is also doing something that is in the midst of saving that type of problem. At the same time, this is a problem. Technology is saving it. Through social media, through these different platforms that people are becoming rich, for the first time in human history ever, unless you were born into royalty, for the first time ever in human history, someone who was never destined to become a millionaire or to be somebody now has an opportunity to, and now has a chance, and now are becoming some. The people who are becoming billionaires or millionaires off Bitcoin, and the people who are becoming millionaires off YouTube channels and fucking podcasts like this. There are people now in the world, the internet is offering a platform to have a voice like never before. And these people are making companies like Google, and people are making companies like you hear about, like Apple. I don't know how they originated, but I'm saying there are these new companies who are run by a new type of mindset. It's not that greedy mindset anymore. Those people are slowly burning out. I'm not saying they're not going to ever still be there, But technology is making rich people, with good hearts for the first time ever, which is not normal.
Yeah.
This is not normal stuff. Normally to be a billionaire, you fucked over a lot of people to get there. So, I mean, that alone,
right.
think about it, You can become a millionaire overnight by investing in $50 in Bitcoin a couple of years ago, right? Or if this goes viral, you can start making, so just think about that, And you wouldn't run shit like that. And you'd create a company that can actually do some good in the world, Right. It's like, that is my biggest optimism I can see right there is
everyone's got a chance.
Yeah, we have a chance now, honestly. And people are actually getting in power, and people are having pull that they've never had before.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, that's honest. But sorry to go off topic there. But
no, it's cool.
Yeah. Anything?
No, I said something about Tesla.
Yeah, we were talking about Tesla.
Get this. So years ago.
Tesla, you're talking about old Tesla.
This is like
Nikola Tesla, right?
Yeah, it's like 40s or something. I don't know, 1900s, whatever it was. He was able to harness energy in the air.
Yeah, wirelessly.
Just there's endless amounts of energy just floating in the air, and he came up with the technology to use that. 2018. You ever seen anything like that?
No. There are people on YouTube who do it.
Shit gets taken away, and it's like that's the stuff I'm talking about. Like, we get these great minds that want to do great things for humanity, and they want to move us forward. And then you got these like higher ups and just like the government or whoever, and they're just like, no. I don't know if it's all about the control, dude.
Well, what happens is people like that. Like, there's a bunch of YouTube videos that show you how people can create these little Tesla coils that will emit wireless energy. And they'll like light a light bulb that's just literally it's just in their hand.
Oh, really?
Not connected to nothing, and it's being powered through this fucking Tesla coil on the table. And there's tons of videos of people making these at home. But when you go to get these patented, and when you go to get these, you want to make these for everybody and commercialize this and get these out to everybody, you can't do it. Because it's illegal, or someone's already got a patent on it, like a company who is working on it, and it's already been bought out by some fucker who's keeping it low key or keeping it, looking like it's still the company.
You gotta do it, but you gotta do it your own way, dude. You gotta change it somehow. I don't know, and I'm sure, and
we think it's not real life conspiracies and stuff, but think about if you were in the position of a person who worked for an oil and energy company who made all your money through burning fucking fuel, and then you saw some company who's on the rise on Kickstarter making money for these Tesla coils that admit you could put it in the fucking living room of your house, completely safe. Maybe fries your brain cells here and there. But it lights all your shit, and you don't even need outlets anymore. Everything's already powered and charged, right? So what would you do as a dude who had billions of dollars and infinite amount of resources as a multi-corporation, a conglomerate, like an oil industry?
Buy it from him.
You would fucking do whatever it takes to sabotage that company.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Put a hit out on the guy.
For sure.
Whatever. Yeah.
So, I mean, to think that stuff doesn't go on is so naive.
Dr. So-and-so went missing overnight. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That stuff happens all the time, too.
All the time. You hear about doctors and researchers. I hear...
Fell out of a window.
Yeah.
All this...
A lot of scientists are scared to study in certain fields because of the threats that they get. Either through media threats or people threatening to ruin their careers or... Fucking hell, man. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can't really go into this work for. But that's another thing that technology is saving. Because there's a certain level of technology that the government... They say the government's, 10, 20 years ahead of us in technology, more advanced. But it's only a matter of time until the public is that advanced, too. The public eventually will have UFOs, because someone is going to eventually find out,
something better than UFOs.
Eventually.
I don't know.
There's a public level of technology that grows, and then there's a government level. But they're becoming less and less far apart, if that makes sense, I feel like.
I feel like they're not letting us know. Think about it. You see the stuff that they have now.
But what about the fact that you could become a genius on Google and learn how to build a rocket ship on Google if you really wanted to? Mm-hmm. And then build a rocket ship, and then if you also studied a lot on Google, you could figure out how to make improvements on that rocket ship, and then you are still live streaming or at least putting all of your findings on the internet, right? Mm. But imagine this on any level, whether it's a cure for a disease, there are tons of companies who save their things on the internet or who upload it to multiple places or who are consistently posting on sites so everyone can, there are public I'm not saying that those aren't tried to be held back either, because
Right.
they are. But there's a certain level where you can't stop it.
No,
you know
I know
what I'm
what you
saying.
mean. Yeah, absolutely.
Like someone, we were having this conversation about internet neutrality and how, what are we gonna do when they start charging for information and you can't really Google stuff for free anymore, or if it costs you more to use the Google search engine, whatever it may be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if that was the case, there's still going to be ways around it. Because think about if you can't afford all of this new net neutrality stuff or all of this new expenses that will come over in the new bills, right? Or basically, you can't afford your new internet usage, and you needed this for college, you needed this for your studies, whatever you're fucking doing.
Yeah.
If anybody was a person who can afford that new internet neutrality and who can afford any search engines, whatever, however this would work, right? You can just sell information. You can sell fucking printed paper. You can have a printing machine and just print. Hey, what do you want off Google? I'll fucking print you anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there would be ways that would be worked around it. I mean, it would fucking suck to do that. But
think about it. No, there's a way around it, and
it'd be like bootlegging. People would fucking rise against it.
Literally, if we all just took a step back and just went back, like literally, if that gets to the point where if net neutrality means we're at a fucking wall now, and we gotta like start paying for shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's when everyone should be like, okay, wake up. We don't have to pay for shit.
Yeah.
The knowledge is all out there. You have to go find it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a time when the internet wasn't a thing, when everything wasn't like right here, right now, like, oh, I need to know something. Let me just check. Like, we're in a generation now where we're so used to everything being so instant and everything's so accessible to us that we're not used to having to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ever need to know something, you literally go to the library and I'm sure you can find a book on pretty much anything, you know what I mean? And even if you can't find a book somewhere in a library or whatever, you can use your technology, look on Amazon, you can find any book on there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's...
Yeah, that's I definitely think what's creating a different type of human for sure. Just the fact that we have this infinite amount of information in our pockets now.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's another side effect is I think the PC culture, the super sensitive people, the politically correct, all that stuff, I think that is a side effect, that is a clear side effect from oversensitivity of an information overload. Like too much, not say scrolling on Facebook, but too much seeing negative shit in the world, too much seeing decapitation videos, too many things. It's creating people who are like, whoa, I need to fucking do something about this stuff. Like, there's too much going on in the world. Like, I think that's what spawned that PC culture. It's because everyone finally can see what the fuck the world is really like. You know what I'm saying? And how there's so much stuff that needs to be fixed. It's not so fucking handy-dandy and sunshines and rainbows, you know?
Dude, I remember, like, this was, like...
But that's not a bad thing.
Freshman year, I saw Two Guys, One Hammer.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That fucked me up for,
dude,
like, I mean...
I could still replay
that's
that
what
in my
I'm
head.
saying.
Yeah.
After that, like...
And for those of you who don't know, that it was one of the first viral videos that went around the internet back in the day when the internet was first around. And it was like two guys...
Some other country. It was in like...
brutally hurting someone with a hammer and just... It was
in the middle of a forest or something, dude.
It was the most brutal video.
They, like, murdered him on video. It was disgusting. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I had to stop it.
And I remember there was, like, a thing as young kids that was, like, going around. Like, everyone was telling kids to watch that and, like... Not adults telling kids, but there was kids around the school saying, dude, did you go see it? Go watch it.
Yeah.
Shit like that. It was just, like, stuff like that, it either desensitizes you.
I mean, it didn't desensitize me at all.
Or it oversensitizes.
I to this day, I don't think I'd be able to watch it. I mean, I probably could. I just wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
There's no reason. No one should ever want to see anything like that. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm not mad that I did. Because it was one of my friends or someone was, like, telling me about it or whatever. He's like, yeah, look, go watch this when you get home. So I did. And I was, like, not expecting it to be this messed up at all. And after that, yeah, man, like, it makes you think about the world differently. You realize it's not all just, like, right here, you know? There's other stuff going on. There's horrible stuff going on that you don't know about.
And that's just one video we saw back then. Imagine
a
kid who scrolls down Facebook now, a young kid. He probably sees one a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a shit all over the...
It's horrible.
Why do they even let that stuff on there?
Dude, because Facebook
I remember
is
back in the day,
crazy.
we had to go to that, like certain websites for it and stuff, you know what I mean?
I think, honestly, certain pages create it, and then they post it, and then they get taken down as soon as possible, but I don't understand. It's probably... What it is probably those Russian bots fucking sending them over here to fuck with their our heads,
Oh,
desensitize all of us.
You just brought up Facebook, and I actually had a question for you
What's that?
from earlier. This kind of goes back. I mean, this is still on technology, but so you know how back in the day we had MySpace, and then Facebook came about, and that Facebook has been around for what, like 10 years now?
Yeah.
Or so?
Probably.
And
8 to 10,
dude,
I'm assuming.
so with where we're at now, and so we've got Facebook and stuff, I feel like we've kind of grown up with it. I feel like I've grown up with Facebook in a way. It's weird. It's, you know, it's always been like in my life for such a long time. I just like wonder, like, what do you think is going to be next? Yeah. Do you think Facebook's going to be around forever? Do you think
I think I know what would be next. The next big social media platform, unless Facebook absorbs it, which I'm assuming they might.
There's such a big...
I think virtual reality or augmented reality...
Where you can actually like go
social media.
That would be cool.
That's going to be the new platform of social... Because nothing is going to come along that's going to beat Facebook social media-wise. Well, I mean, there are things like Twitter and stuff, like, not saying there's not better platforms, but...
I just, like, when's going to...
I think
when
the
is
next
big changeover going to be, you know? Because when MySpace was around, it was, like, the biggest thing. And then, like, out of nowhere, it was, like, one year. It was, like, one day I just, like, woke up and everyone was like, oh, dude, you have Facebook. Everyone's talking about Facebook. And then MySpace died, like, within a year.
Yeah.
It was just dead.
I think that what's going to kill Facebook like that, or like not Facebook maybe alone because it might absorb it, like I said, but I think what would kill social media platforms on a screen would be augmented or virtual reality because they and my virtual reality glasses I have over there, you can actually, there's virtual chats you can have, and you have a shitty avatar body and it doesn't look like you yet, but eventually...
No way.
It's only a matter of time, yeah, and you can talk to people all over the world, bro.
I haven't, how much were they?
Those are like, maybe $50, $100. Not much.
Oh, really? They're that cheap?
Yeah. But basically, yeah, they have newer models now, too, if you were to get that same kind, it's cheap as hell.
Wow.
Probably get it off
I thought
Facebook
about getting
for like
some,
20.
honestly.
Probably get it off Facebook for like $20. But yeah, it's crazy, dude. They have like a social media on there where you can make an avatar and talk to people around and chat, like in a room, and you're walking around, and you like got a remote, and you could like talk to people. So just imagine until you actually look like yourself. That's the new thing.
You're talking about, dude, you're talking like...
You want to check it out, dude?
Yeah, dude.
You want to end it soon?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Cool.
That'd be totally cool.
Yeah.
I feel like we talked about it a lot. But you're talking
we had some
like...
great topics.
You're literally...
It's freaky where it's going, dude.
It sounds like, there's a movie I saw where that's what they did. The dude was like... It wasn't like The Matrix or anything like that.
Gamer.
Yes.
With fucking Gerard Butler.
Dude, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like, can you
that's
imagine?
how it is, man.
You're gonna sit in a chair and you're gonna put these glasses on, and dude, and I feel like that's where it's headed, and that's what scares me. Is we're gonna have this generation of people who literally live at home. They will not leave. They won't move. They're gonna live online. You know what I mean? They're gonna live in this other reality. Because there's going to be a point where people are going to start to think, you know, like, this isn't reality anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This virtual reality is another reality, and I like it better. So you're going to have these people that are going to be, you know...
Lost.
It's going to... Yeah, it's going to...
For
it'll
sure.
Be crazy.
For
it'll
sure.
Be crazy.
But then there's going to be those people who can learn how to build a fucking airplane within that, you know, without leaving their fucking living room. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be people who use it for that, and there's going to be people who use it for fucking porn addiction. I mean, there's going to be so many different ways you can use and abuse, but it's all a matter of the responsibility of the person using it. And just like that goes for all technology. Just like the technology of a hammer. You can use a hammer to beat your hand with and break all your fingers, or you can use that hammer to build a house with. You know? It's all really dependent on how you use that tool. And, yeah. Guess that's a good way to end it.
Yeah, no, that was...
Yeah, I had a good time, dude. It was a good talk, definitely. Thank you for coming by.
Hey, anytime, dude. You gotta have me over again.
Yeah, definitely.
Some more interesting talks,
definitely.
For sure. That was good.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. If you got this far through it, you can subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube listening to it, or follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, check us out.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. And comment if you guys liked it, and let me know what you think. Thanks.
Anything. Yeah. With